Welcome to another video. With a new video comes a new case, and we're continuing with our theme of running injuries.
We had a 40-year-old man come into the office after losing an incredible 75 pounds over the last year. As a new challenge, he wanted to run a marathon, but early in his training, he developed some foot pain. So stay tuned to see how we got him back training and able to finish the Chicago Marathon.
Welcome back to the channel. I'm Dr. Mick Pinkney, and this is Dr. Ryan Evenhouse. So we had a man in his 40s that came into the office after completing just an incredible goal of losing 75 pounds. He shared with us after losing his weight, his new goal was to complete the Chicago Marathon. He'd been working out pretty regularly, but not doing much running.
When he came into the office, he was already 3 months into his 9 months training program. He started developing a general tightness and achiness through his calves and feet, which progressed to an extremely sharp, very local pain to the heel at the bottom of the foot. He would develop the pain after running for a couple miles, but it was most prominent in the very first step in the morning. After the first couple hours of walking and moving through the day, the pain would start to diminish.
After going through this person's history, it sounded like a clear case of plantar fasciitis. The telltale signs for confirming if a patient has plantar fasciitis is pain with direct pressure over the medial tubercle of the calcaneus that can radiate along the bottom of the foot. It's typically caused by either hyperpronation, which is the running on the inside of your feet, or hypersupination, running on the outsides of your feet. When the foot either pronates or supinates, the plantar fascia becomes very tense due to the load going through it. This is a normal happening, but issues can arise on two occasions. Either the tension or the load is repetitive, where the body doesn't have enough time to heal, or the load is excessive beyond the capacity of the plantar fascia, leading to tearing.
When this tearing occurs from either repetitive strain or an excessive load, most healing occurs at night when you're sleeping. The reason most people experience pain in the morning is because as the tearing of the plantar fascia occurs, new blood vessels are required to promote healing. Whenever new blood vessels form, nerve endings always follow them. So these nerve endings are hypersensitive because they have not been stimulated until that very first step in the morning.
Another aspect to heel pain in the morning is that when we are asleep, our feet are in a dorsiflex position, also known as the toes are pointed down, and the plantar fascia is in a shortened position. When we take that first step in the morning, not only are the nerve endings stimulated, but more tearing of the newly formed scar tissue occurs due to the lengthening of the plantar fascia that healed in a short position.
So our exam showed the typical findings of plantar fasciitis, and we moved on to treatment. There were 4 aspects to his treatment that we found important. The first priority was to continue his normal workout routine. We gave him modifications to continue running and any jumping exercises, but we wanted him to continue high-intensity interval training and cycling or swimming to supplement his workouts. Our office feels it is very important to keep an exercise routine if that was normal for our patient. Maintaining a routine is extremely important in reaching goals, especially his goal of running the Chicago Marathon.
Second, we addressed any hypertonicity and tightness in the plantar fascia and the surrounding muscles. We used instrument-assisted soft tissue mobilization to help normalize mobility. Tissue that is tight can change biomechanics, it can continue the swelling process and slowing the healing process.
Third, we evaluated and corrected any movement faults further up the chain that can contribute to foot positioning during running. Limited movement in the lumbar spine and SI joint can lead to increased supination, foot going out, or pronation, the foot kind of moving in. So we adjusted these joints. We also adjusted the talocrural joint, the subtalar joint for the foot for similar reasons.
And fourth, we had the patient perform in-office and at-home rehab to quicken the healing process. The first exercise we had him perform was eccentrically loading the plantar fascia and posterior calf muscles by lowering the heel below parallel on the step. This helps load the tissue during the healing time without going beyond the tissue capacity to cause swelling and tearing. Next, we strengthen the small intrinsic muscles of the foot by towel pulls and short foot exercises to help maintain a proper arch to limit the force going through the plantar fascia.
We also evaluated his foot for an orthotic, which we concluded he didn't need, and corrected any movement faults in his running gait. There were other therapies we recommended, like a Strasbourg sock or ice water submersions, but for the sake of time, we may include those in future videos. But in the end, we're happy our patient was able to train and finish the Chicago Marathon, and sadly for me, he ended up beating my time.
If you are experiencing any symptoms like our patient had, feel free to try some of these exercises at home. And thanks again for watching our video. If you enjoyed this content or content like this, please like this video and subscribe to our channel to be notified when more videos come out. Again, I'm Dr. Mick Pinkney.
And I'm Dr. Ron Evenhouse. Get well.
And stay well.